A very good morning to one and all present here. And J.N.N. heartily welcomes you, sir. So I now request Ramanandi,
Yes, ma'am.
Crescent from DMB department to give a welcome speech.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Crescent, you can start now.
Yes, ma'am. A
Turn on your
glorious
video.
morning to one and all present here. I'm Prashansa from CSE department. It's an immense pleasure to start this auspicious occasion by giving a warm welcome to our chief guest, Mr. S. Sadish Prabhu. Also, I heartily welcome our respected chairman, Mr. S. Jayachandran, and our vice chairman, Mr. Naveen Jayachandran. I would like to welcome our principal, heads of all department, teaching and non-teaching staffs, and my dear students. Today, we have gathered here for our webinar, Finding Your Flow. We would like to honor our chief guest and invite him to share his visionary thought along with a motivational speech. I hope the program will be great and successful. Once again, I thank you all for gathered here. It's an immense pleasure to accepting this delightful opportunity. Now, Kishore from AI and DS department is here to share some information about our chief guest. Thank you and have a great day.
Sure, you can unmute and you can give your introduction now.
Yes, ma'am. A very good morning to one and all. I am Kishore from A&DS department. Thank you, Presence Priya, for welcoming all of us. I am here to share few things about our honorable chief guest, Mr. Sadhish Prabhu, who is a assistant professor of ECE department in B.S. Abdur Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology in Chennai. He had experience of 18 plus years in technical education field. He is co-founder and director of Vastak Private Limited. He got certified as a chief innovation in USA. He is a innovation ambassador for Ministry of Human Resource Department in Development of India. He got certified as a digital teacher, soft skill trainer from ICT Academy. He is a faculty coordinator of Crescent Innovation Startup Club and Crescent IIC, and he is a certified entrepreneurship educator from Vadavani Global University. He also earned jury for National Entrepreneurship Network. During this pandemic, he have addressed more than 1,000 plus teachers across India and UAE on the topic online teaching. Tool he delivered 70 plus innovation talks on topic like entrepreneurship, soft skill and online teaching. I like to say the good teacher is like a candle where it's a consumes itself to light the way of others. I am glad I got this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Kishore.
Yes, sir, we heartily welcome you once again, sir. We
Thank you,
hope you
sir.
love our stage.
Yeah. Can I start now? Can I start? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll share my screen. Just about. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Visible?
Yes, sir, the screen is visible, sir.
My screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Ah, So, happy morning to all of you, those who are there in this live session. So, as told by Kishore, thanks Kishore for that introduction.
Yes, sir. Thank
What
you.
I'm going to, yeah, very much. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you some, not lot of big insights. I'm going to give you very critical insights where you should be very focused on, so that for the next forthcoming years, you would be focused on what you're going to do. That is what you're going to have in this 1 hour of session. Find your flow. I'm Satish, so let us start. So I may have some participants also, those who are there in the online call to participate for the question answer session, because some of you are in YouTube. If anyone could share the comments that has been given in the meeting, that would be also helpful for me to go through the session. Okay, this is the first part that I wanted all of you to focus on. Who are you actually? So I have given you an alarm clock and a question. So I would like to ask a question to those who are there available at the panel. Just share your thoughts. Have you set an alarm? Have you set an alarm? So those who have used your mobile phone for setting your alarm, have you set your alarm? Any responses? Anybody? Have you set an alarm while you sleep before night?
The students are not permitted to talk. They don't have
Okay,
the
fine.
option to unmute
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll go with my. See, first place that what we do here is we set an alarm, and the objective of setting an alarm is to achieve a goal which you are going to do on the next day. That's why you set an alarm. There are four kinds of people normally are there in this particular world, and preferably students also. Right? Since this is a student-oriented session, I would say four kind of students. The first student, right? He sets an alarm. He sets an alarm that he is supposed to wake up in the morning by 5 o'clock, and he wants to do some classwork or homework, whatever it may be. So he sets an alarm. The next day morning, the alarm rings. Right? The alarm rings. Say he is in a dormitory or he is in a hostel. The alarm rings, or even in your home, you be in your home. Now the alarm rings. It's it is so sound enough that it could wake up the neighbors also. But unfortunately, this guy is going to sleep. He can't even hear the alarm sound. He just sleeps. The entire neighborhood wakes up. He is not going to wake up. He's just sleeping, and he doesn't know whether the alarm is ringing or not. Now, this type of people, we call them as sleeper. We call them as sleeper. This is the first type of people. Next one, the alarm rings. Now he sets the alarm because that I want to get up tomorrow in the morning by 5 o'clock. I want to read a particular subject. So he sets an alarm. The next day morning, the alarm rings by 5 o'clock. He just opens his phone on the alarm, and then he sees what's the time. It's 5 o'clock. Okay, let me snooze for 5 minutes. I'll just wake up after 5 minutes. He snoozes, and then he puts the alarm down, and then he goes back to sleep again. And again, after 5 minutes, the alarm rings. He again snoozes again. Right? Now, this type of people, or this type of student, we call him as, or her also, call him or her as snoozes. Second type. Third type. Now, this student, he or she, She sets an alarm. The alarm rings. Right? Next day the alarm rings. Immediately he or she jumps from the bed, sits down, and then take her mobile or his mobile in her hand and watches. Why did I set an alarm in the morning? This is the question that is going to go in his hand. Why did I set the alarm in the morning? That was so early in the 5 o'clock. Switches off and then sleeps back. This type of people we call them as fallers. It was falling down. He falls asleep. The fourth type of people, the alarm rings, he gets up instantaneously when the alarm rings, switch off the alarm, and he starts his daily work just like that. Those type of people we call it as sleepers. Four type of people I have told you. First one, who are they? They are the sleepers. They don't know that the alarm is ringing. Third type, they are the people who snoozes the alarm and then go back to sleep. Third type, they are the student who switches off the alarm and go back to sleep again. Fourth type, they are the breakers. They perform their duty exactly at what they said. Now I'll just relate this to the student point. The alarm here is your opportunity. The alarm here is your goal. Remember that. Opportunity is there. It is ringing. If you don't sense the opportunity, you become a sleeper. You don't perform, you don't know anything about what is going to happen next. You will not come forward. You will not get what you want to have. Right? There will be a lot of confusions. Your life would not be settled. You are not focused. So these kind of people, these kind of students will be a sleeper. The second one, they are the procrastinators. They snoozes their work, right? Okay, I want to solve an assignment. I'll do a little bit later. I want to go for I want to study a bit. I'll do a little bit later. So what is going to happen if I study 1 or 2 hours later? So they are the people who procrastinate their work. Procrastinating in the sense they schedule their they send their parcels to somebody else, or they don't do their work exactly at what they want to do. Say they are not going to be focused. They are not going to have a goal which is going to be achieved easily. They are procrastinators. They fall under the snoozers. The fourth category of people. They know that they are going to do something. They wake up. They see what is going to happen next. Okay, today is not my day. I'll go back and sleep. So even if the opportunity is there, they go close to the opportunity and then they fail and then come back. They are the followers. The last one are the performers. They start their work at exactly what they are going to do. They know what they are going to do. They know that they have a problem. They know that they are actively seeking a solution to their problem. So they are the performers. Now, as students, you just figure it out in which category you are. Are you a sleeper? Are you a snoozer? Are you a follower? Or you are a breaker? This is an eye-opening for you. Just assume in which place you sit. Okay, now I have told you like there are 4 types of people, and I assume that all of you are into the category of the performers. Now there are some people, those who wake up even before the alarm rings. They are the successful. They know that their alarm is going to ring. They will wake up before the alarm rings and then they switch it off. So what do you mean by success? Right? Success is just a performance or an achievement. You perform something, yesterday you failed, you did something bad. Today you do it correctly, that is a successful. Last class you failed. This test you gain a better mark. That is a successful success authority. An achievement that you do. Right? As a student, this particular age, you are going to have a lot of trials coming out of from school. Then you come into an education system where they are going to train you as an engineer. Right? It is not like after you get your degree, you become an engineer. You are practicing to become an engineer during those 4 years. So you can't become, say, I will get a certificate and then I will get a degree title that I'm an engineer. No, it's not like that. During the course of period of study, you're going to practice to become an engineer. And once you get your certification, you get qualified to become an engineer. It is what you are going to do. Now we are going to study here, not only study. You are going to perform, you are going to experiment, you are going to test, you are going to fail, you are going to rise. So until otherwise anybody fails, they will not learn. So if you don't fail, you will not learn anything. So try to fail as much as you can, so that you learn quickly. See here in your institution, if you get a less grade, there is opportunity to study back even more better and come again later. If you commit a mistake, there is a chance, an apology is there, you accept the mistake, then you don't do that mistake again, there's a chance for improvement. But what happens if you get a degree, more, and go into a job, do a same silly mistake, a small mistake, the consequences will be huge. There is no second chance given there. Here you have second, third, fourth, multiple chances are there. That's why once Jack Ma told, you fail as much as you can during your early days, so that you will learn to be successful after your education. So this is what I want to give to you as a performance of achievement. Now, how much time do I have? How much time do I have? Okay, I want to be the first category, so I want to become a achiever. So I want to perform, I want to be successful. So if I want to be successful, at the first place, I have to be a awakener. I have to perform, I have to be a performer. So in that case, how much time do I have to perform? This particular information that I'm going to show you is going to be very, very valid, and it is going to be very true also. Just focus on what I'm going to do. This is the reality that I'm going to go in front of. Okay, now I have a table in front of me, which is, I have given the average lifespan of a human, say 70 years. So I don't know if people are still at our age. 7 years is also very less. We can't even cross more than 65. That is a tragic. But on the whole, right? On the whole, on an average, the lifespan of human is 70 years. So I have left one more column for years left. I'll let you know what is that. Now, assuming that we retire, we are healthy, and then we retire at the age of 60. At the age of 60, we will not be able to put a lot of effort, a lot of forceful effort, so that we can do our routine work. So our body gets tired. So that's why we have a retirement. So I'd say, assuming that we retire at the age of 60. So how much years are left out? It is 50 years. So 50 years are left out to become successful. So let us see what happens. So we have already lost 18 years, right? Since this orientation program. So many of you will be in your first years. So you have already lost 18 years. 18 years lost in the schooling, in your primary education. So we have lost 18 years in that. That cannot be retrieved back. So we have lost it. So that is the reality. So what we have rest is 32 years. Okay, we have 32 years left. Next one. This is mandatory. 8 hours per day we have to sleep, according to the experts' advice. 8 hours per day we have to sleep. So that comes under, if I'm going to calculate from that particular balance of years, I'm going to calculate it in terms of years. So what I have is, I'm going to lose about 9 years for sleeping more. Right? 9 years for sleeping. So how much years I'm left out? I'm left out with 23 years. The next one, we have to eat, right? Eat 2 hours per day. 2 hours, I'm putting calculation like I have my dinner, I have, let's say, starting from your coffee time to your dinner, your snacks time, your tea time, your lunch, your again your tea snacks, and then your dinner. So all put together, I'm just putting like 2 hours per day I'm going to spend for having my needs. So that comes around 2 years out of 23. So I'm going to subtract 2 years from 2 years left. So I have 21 years left. Okay. Say suppose Sundays we want to be free, right? For the past 6 days I'm working. I do my assignments, I do my homework, I do my record. I need one day for me. It's a me time for me. So I'll say that Sunday I will not. I'll have a me time for me. So 48 days per year is gone. So if I calculate it for a year, it is going to be 4 years I'm going to lose if I don't work on Sunday. So 21 minus 4, we get around 17. The next, okay, we are not so healthy. So of course we would have some sickness. So I'm assuming that per month I fall sick for a day. So I'll have about 12 months sick leave, and it comes around like 1 year. I'm going to lose 1 year if I fall sick. So I'm calculating that, and then I'm putting it as years left without this 16, 1 6. This is very important. Social media usage. Right? I don't know how many hours you are going to spend, but on an average, I have put like 4 hours per day. I think that is very less, but that is an average, like 4 hours per day. You spend on YouTube, you spend on Instagram, you spend on your Facebook, Twitter, whatever handles that you have. Right? I don't think how many of you are using LinkedIn, but whatever the social media that we are going to have, I'm calculating that if I put 4 hours per day, so it comes around like 4 years. Out of 16 years, I'm going to use for that. So I'm referred with 12 years. Okay, of course, we have to spend time with friends, families, and the time is also there because you can't be always very workaholic. So I have to spend, definitely have to spend. So I'm putting an average of 2 hours per day I'm going to spend with them. So it comes around 3 years. And what is the remaining years left of? It is 9 years. Note, I have not included national holidays. I have not included festivals. So apart from that, I have calculated this. So it comes around 9 years. So what you are left out is only 9 years you have in your hand. Remember this. 9 years in the sense we have around 3,285 days. So other stats are for you to just go through it. I'm just specifying it. We have this 3,285 days left out. Even though we know that our lifespan is like 7 years, but what is the performing days that I have? How many days that I can be active so that I can perform, right? I can be a baker. How many days I can be active? It is 3,285 days. Within this 3,285 days, I have to be an engineer, I have to qualify, I have to work, I have to earn money, I have to have a stable, wealthy life. Wealthy in the sense not only money, wealthy from your heart also. So I have only these many days left. How I'm going to spend each day effectively? That is what I'm going to focus. Each day, if you're going to waste, each day, if you're going to lose, then there's like the counting is decreasing. Then you'll be forced to work extra hours. You'll be forced to work even when your body doesn't cooperate. That is going to be difficult. So this is an eye opener for you. So how many days you are left out? It is 3,255 days. Okay. Now, how do I manage my time? So normally says that, sir, I don't have time. It is not like you don't have time. It is like how I manage my time, how I create my time. This simple chart I'm going to show here, it is going to explain you a lot. Right. Before I explain this chart, I'll give you a simple case study. Tomorrow, say for example, tomorrow, I have a test in a particular course. I have a class test in a particular course. Then I have an assignment which is to be completed. Say I have a big time, I have an assignment which is to be completed by Sunday. So tomorrow is Friday. By Sunday, I have to complete an assignment. Then I have to, the tomorrow programmers, I have to go with my friends for an outing. Go with my friends for an outing. And again, your mother or your father, they want you to go for shopping, to go out and purchase some particular items and come back home. So that is one online session also happening tomorrow, like how we have an orientation session. Tomorrow is also an orientation session. So what we have here is we have an orientation session. We have an assignment to complete. We have a test to perform. we have a family commitment, we have a friends commitment. So I have given you 5 options. So now how do I prioritize it? How do I prioritize it so that all the works should be completed? Okay. So now you are going to see this table. This table has 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 1? Right? I'm going to do. What is 2? I'm going to plan. What is 3? I delegated. 4 is eliminated. See the adjacent cells also. Right? Important, not important. Urgent, not urgent. So now, see the first quadrant. If the job is important and urgent, you have to do it. You have to do it. If the job is, or if the task is important and urgent, you have to do it. Remember that. If the task or job is important or not urgent, you have to plan it. Right? If the task or job is important and not urgent, you have to plan it. If the task is not important and urgent, you have to delegate it. If the task is not important and urgent, you have to delegate it. Fourth is, if it is not important, not urgent, just eliminate it. You got it? Important, urgent, important, not urgent, not important, urgent, not important, not urgent. Do, plan, delegate, and eliminate. So in that particular example that I have given to you, I have a test, I have an assignment, I have a family outing, I have a family shopping, I have to spend time with my friends. So I have some list of tasks to be done. So what is the? I have an online session. So 5 tasks I have to do. So first one, which is you have to identify, you have to prioritize, which is important and which is urgent. So tomorrow I have an online session. Okay. Tomorrow I have a test. Okay. Tomorrow I have a family. I have to go for a purchase. Tomorrow I have a friends outing. So now you just formulate which is most important and urgent out of all this. So since all of you are there, you can just prioritize which one you are going to do first. So tomorrow is a test comes into your mind first. Right? Tomorrow is a test. So that is important and urgent. I have to do it. Okay. Tomorrow is an online session. Okay. I have to be present. So that is also important and urgent. Okay. I have to go for, so I have to go and prepare for my assignments, which is not going to happen tomorrow. So you have some time left. So Sunday is there. So what I have to do, it is urgent. It is important. Assignment is important because you have to get your marks. So it is not urgent really. So what I do is it is important and not urgent. It's important and not urgent. So I plan when I'm going to do it. So today is Thursday, Friday, so Saturday I'm free. I'll do the assignment on Saturday so that I can submit it on Sunday. So it is important and not urgent. What I'm doing, I'm planning it. The third one, not important, urgent, delegate. So say tomorrow your mother or father says that you have to go and buy something. So at that time you have to prepare for the test or for your online session. So what you can do is, it is not important but it is urgent. So what you can do is, either you can say to them that, Mom, I have an online test, I have an online session tomorrow. I have a test also tomorrow. So I may not be able to do it. So why don't you send brother to do it? Why don't you send sister to do it? Or else if nobody is there, why can't you just do it? What you are doing is you are delegating the responsibility to others. Why? Because you have something others very important to do it. So they will understand and that task will be completed. So not important, urgent. Last one, outing with friends tomorrow. So if you have time, then see, outing with friends, your mother will scold you. You can't buy my groceries, you are going out with your friends. So now what you have to do is you have to decide whether that is important and whether it is urgent or not urgent. So that you try to eliminate, if that is not important, not urgent, you eliminate so that you can have time which you can do for your mother. So this chart is not only going to help you during your course of study, this chart is going to help you throughout your life cycle. Even at the time of your 60s or 70s, this chart is going to help you. Important, urgent. Important, not urgent. Important, not important, urgent. Not important, not urgent. Do, plan, delegate, and implement. If you do this correct, every task, every day, so that you don't go and write it on the board and then say which one I have to do. Just put it in paper. Just think a little bit. But it is like effectuation. Think a little bit, common sense. You think a little bit, and then you have to prioritize what work you're doing. If you prioritize it, then every number of tasks that you have, whatever may be the task, you can manage your time very, very effectively. There is a small tip that I'm going to give you, which will be very effective. Just go. I was giving this instruction to my kid. Now he does that. Right? Okay, if I go and tell him tomorrow what you are going to do, he prioritizes what is first, what is second, what is third, what is fourth. He knows what is going to do, right? Which is important, which is okay. So that is very, very clear. So as a student, right, so you're not only going to study over here, you're going to study, you're going to do some curricular activities, you're going to do some co-curricular activities, you're going to improve your skill. Right? Nowadays, if you have a degree alone, people is not going to give you knowledge. If you, until otherwise, you're competent enough, you have the skill sets developed, there you will be scoring points. You have to develop your skills. So until and otherwise, your skills, both technical skills, your soft skills, has to be upgraded. So these skills are not inborn. Remember, all these skills are not inborn. It can be cultivated. It can be trained. All you have to have a proper mindset. When people like now, this generation is like an information age. We have the Stone Age, Iron Age, right? All these age. Now this age is called as a information age. So information is available plenty outside. If you want to know all this, just Google it, you'll find it out. There are a lot of online platforms available, right? A lot of online education tools are available. Whatever is there, it is available online. What you get is information. What you get from all these digital data is just information. This information alone is enough for you to be successful. If that's the question appears at me. Okay, I know everything. Right? Whatever you do, I can Google, find it out. Not an issue. If that is the case that you're going to have it in mind, sorry, guys, that is not going to be a real picture out in the real world. That is the information that you got. What you should get is knowledge. How do you get knowledge from? Knowledge can be acquired from the mentors. Knowledge can be acquired from your teachers. Knowledge can be acquired from your gurus. Knowledge can be acquired from your parents. Who are they? They are the experienced people, those who have gone through this path. I'll give you a simple example to understand what is the difference between information and knowledge. How many of you, if you have seen, there are a lot of YouTube channels nowadays available. Anybody can start a channel and do something and get some little bit of help. Now, if you have seen a lot of cookery shows are there in the channels, right? A lot of cookery shows. I am a very good fan of Mahesh. But so he has his own channel. So he does his recipes. If you're going to see his recipe, which is that's it in the channel, and if you're going to replicate the same, right, just by seeing the video, right, just by seeing the information, you're going to replicate the same in your kitchen. How many of you agree that I can get the same texture that he has, he produces? I can get the same taste also that what he just did. It would be like during the first cookery show or during the first cooking, it would not even match like 50%, less than 50%. You can't just replicate what you have seen from what you have shown. We cannot do it. Why we cannot do it? Okay, now your mother is there who knows how to cook all this. She's there guiding you, right? You go see what he does, and then you come to the kitchen, Mom, I'll do today what he has done it. And she'll be there near to you, then she'll be instructing, no, don't do this, don't put this first, you have to put this again, right? she would be instructing you. So now, if you follow her instruction and get that information, so what you get is you get the knowledge from your mother, you get the information from the internet, then you produce something, it will be much closer to the appealing to you. So without this knowledge, without this experience, if you're going to do something out there, that is going to be a total disaster at the first place. Until you gain that particular knowledge, you have to be having a very good mentors along with you. Right? Have your teachers along with you. Have some good rapport with them. Talk with them. Interact with them. Wish them. Smile at them. Right? You have to have a very so all the teachers over there in your campus, right, they are going to help you out, to groom you out to become what you want to be. Right? Think in that particular way. That is where you can be successful. And nobody is there going to pull you down. Right? If anybody is going to there to pull you down, it is not none other than you yourself. And you have to be that much confident to move forward. Okay. This is what I want to show to all the youngsters today. The comfort zone. We call that as a comfort zone. So comfort zone is a place where you feel very safe, you feel very secure. Say nothing is going to happen to you. Definitely, nothing is going to happen to you. If you feel that you are feeling very safe and that you are in a controlled environment, definitely you are in a comfort zone. And when people are there in a comfort zone, they are not going to grow. Remember this. If you are good at what you are doing, you are in comfort zone. So once you know that you are good at something, okay, fine. I know, right? This is what it is. Let me explore, right? Let me learn something new. That is what you have to move quickly to. Next step. I'm good at troubleshooting something. Okay, fine. This part I know how to troubleshoot. I'll go to the next part. So when you go to the learning zone, right? When you go to the learning zone, you have to cross the fear zone. What is the fear zone? That is where you just many of you fall down. Lack of self-confidence. You find excuses to tell every mistakes that even you don't attempt. You try to give excuses. Right? You always think what others would think about me if I'm going to say some answers. I'll come to that in a bit later. So this fear zone, what makes you do is it pulls back to the comfort zone. Right? If you can't cross this fear zone, so if you want to be successful, you have to face that fear first of all. Right? Face it boldly. Face what is going to happen. Right? Nothing is going to happen. You just face it. Face the situation. Nothing is going. Nobody is going to chop your head off. Right? You at least you feel happy that I tried and then I failed. You can tell to some others, don't do this. You're going to fail. I've tried it. You give an experience to others. So when you move from the fear zone to the learning zone, that is where you try to grow. So when you come to learning zone, what happens? Now you go to a new world where everything is different. Right? Everything is new for you. What do? You want to learn something. So you get some skills. And that is what you're going to do now in the next 4 years. You're going to get some skills. Right? You extend your comfort zone. I know. I have got some little with me. I'll try to improve. I'll try to enhance. So you try to challenge new problems. So the experience that you've got, you try to challenge new problems. Then you get to learn more. Learn as much as you can. Next, you go to the growth zone. So when you learn, you'll be trying to focus where you want to. Your goals will be clear. So it will be like haphazard before that. Now after that, your goals will be very clear. Right? You know why I'm doing this, what for I'm doing this. If I don't do this, what is going to happen? You'll be setting new goals. You'll be setting your benchmark a little bit higher, and you'll be conquering all the objectives also because you have acquired the skills. So remember these two particular things. Right? When something is new to you, always during your academic years, when something is new to you, don't feel shy enough to move away from that. If something is new, just ponder what is inside. Because nobody is going to tell you that you should not do this. Right? Just go inside, see what is there. Who knows, right? Something like when Steve Jobs talks about his calligraphic style of writing. At that point, he didn't know that that is going to help him out at the later stage. Right? Apple phones has the first calligraphic fonts in it. So this he did it a lot of years back. So you don't know which dot is going to connect at which place. So maybe what you think which is not useful when you are studying, it may be useful when you are working. It may be useful when your life is at the age of 30 or 40. So it may be useful. Nothing that you study is of waste. Everything is going to be useful at any one time. Remember that. Now, coming to the secret, the mantra. So I have told you, you have to be a performer. If you want to be a performer, you have to manage your time correctly. How to manage your time correctly, and then how to create time for you to be performing. And after that, I want you to go from the comfort zone to the growth zone. Now, if I'm going to do this, what should I have? I should have confidence. I should have my home support. Home support in the sense, not only your parents, right? Home in the sense, I say if you come to your campus, your home is your campus type. If you go to your home is your home actually. Who will be there in your home? Your parents will be there, your siblings will be there. When coming to your campus, who is there? Your friends, your teachers, your advisors. Those people are there. That is what you should have. You should have a very good support system. Right? You should be confident. You should have your home support. You should be educated. You should be educated very much. Educated in the sense, I'm not saying that you get a degree so that you say you are educated. Right? I have seen people where they have a lot of degrees in them and still be stupid. You have to know the difference between your intelligence, right? What is intelligence and what is education? These two are quite different, right? You have to know the difference between these two. Be accepted. Even if you say some answers, say if you want to say no, you have to say no politely so that, because you have to say no, you can't say always yes to everybody, right? You have to say no. You can't say that in a very rude manner also. So when you say that, you have to say no, you have to make sure that this no is going to be stern. This no is going to say that you're not going to do this exactly, and you're not going to hurt the others. So that is also you're going to be very careful with being assertive. Saying yes, saying no, giving a solution, having a discussion, all this should be very, very assertive. And the last note is passionate. Passionate about doing what you like the most. So if you just get the first letters of all this, CHEAP, that is the cheap. Just CHEAP is cheap. Cheap is the success story. Be cheap, you can be very successful. Confident, home, be at home, be educated, be assertive, and be very passionate about it. Okay? The secret of success. Right. Now, next part is, if I want to be successful, I can't think like all others are thinking. Every individual are different. Every human are different. You can't make everybody to think alike. That is very, very difficult. So at your early stage, in your early years, uh, people may ask, say, if I ask you, are you creative? What comes into your mind exactly? I can give you an exercise. Say, can you draw a picture of your mother on a paper? Right? I'm going to ask you a question. Can you draw a picture of your mother's portrait on a paper? Can you draw it? Yes, of course, people may try to give an attempt. And if you just show that attempt to your mother, Mom, I have drawn. Is it okay? And definitely, if it is good, she's of course going to say you good because maybe you are the kid. So she will not be disappointed. Okay, if it is bad, she will tell, that's okay. But try this, like put my ears like this, put my eyes like this. She's going to tell them. But inside you, in your early days, you might have gone like say, somebody must have told you, you're not doing that. So what you do is you stop it. I will say like creativity is not equal to your artistic ability. Creativity is not equal to your artistic ability. Your creativity, right? Create an activity. Your creativity is going to be enriched by you. Nobody is going to tell you how to be creative. Right? It is you. You're going to think about how I'm going to be creative. Now I give this picture in front of you, right? A hair and a tortoise. Many of you might have gone through this story, a very old story, right? A very old story. Right? This old story has got a lot of interpretation. I'm not going to go about the new version of it. Now, according to an adult, now you're all adults. According to you, if I'm going to say the same story again, right? Your interpretation, if I'm going to ask you a question, what is the moral of the story? Your way of interpreting, your way of understanding the story is for each one is different. Each one is different. Then what comes like when I'm going to ask you if it is a live session, if I'm going to ask you, how many of you are going to reply me to? How many of us will be replying? But here, what I'm going to focus is how your creativity is going to be, uh, uh, how it has been killed and how it has been, how we are going to improve it. Just say it in your heart or in your mind. If I'm going to ask this question, A for what? A for what? Just say it in your mind. A for what? Alphabet A. So many of you might have got the answer A for apple. Right? Many, right? I can even, if it is a session, I can ask you what is A for? A for apple. So why did we get that first place like A is for apple? A is for apple, why? Because we are being trained, not my words, we are being trained at A is for apple, right from your school days. When I studied, A is for only apple. Even now, A is for only apple. We don't have any other options. Your creativity is being killed during your schooling itself. And if somebody is going to come out new and then say, no sir, A is for agent. It's correct, absolutely correct. Right? When somebody is going to come out and then tell it, now he is going to be feel very shy. And if I'm going to say this answer, will people laugh at me? If I'm going to say this answer, will it be correct? If I'm going to say this answer, how others are going to think about it? So many a time, what happens, why we are not confident, is because we always think what others are going to think. That is no use at all. That is no use at all. Remember this. If you're going to think what others are going to think, you're not going to think. Okay? Right? People at your back will be talking at you, will be backbiting you. Every time when you do something, say for example, the next couple of weeks you'll be going to your sessions, and there is an opportunity given to you. Somebody is going to take a seminar, right, in front of the class. You take the seminar, you take the opportunity, you take the seminar. Try to improve, right? If you feel that you have a stage fear, face the fear. Take the seminar, go to the stage. Now I can tell my own story. Right? When I was studying during my engineering, I was a lateral. So what I did was there was a topic given to me. I took that topic wantedly because I want to improve myself. I took the topic wantedly. During that year, we don't have internet, so we can't go and find out all the people so we have to go to the library and then find out the topic, and we have to take all the notes, get prepare myself. I used to take that session in front of my mirror or go to my friend's room and then tell what I'm going to do next. And what happened is, next day when I went to the session, I started to. It is a circuit, right? So circuit that I'm supposed to put and explain to my classmates. So when I started to draw the circuit, what happened was there are questions posted. So there are questions posted which I didn't prepare. I prepared what was there in the textbook. I didn't expect some other questions. So I was not prepared. So at one point in time, there was a lot of questions thrown upon me. So I was very frustrated. I felt very ashamed that I didn't know all this. So what I did was I took the entire session to the board and then I came down and sat in my place. Next to me was my friend. He told me only one particular statement. Now go and find the answers that what we have asked and try to clear the doors. This is what he did. Now I went again. I wanted to find out because I was embarrassed. Right? I wanted to prove myself. So I went and then searched all the books and then found out the answers. And the next day I came and then when the faculty gave the opportunity, then I went and asked them. Then I went clear the doubts that was being asked. 1, 2, 3 doubts that was being cleared from the students. They felt that, hey, I was just kidding you. We were just mocking at you. So don't take it very serious. Now, why I'm telling this story is, so after that, what happened was every particular course I took seminars and but it nourished me. It made me to feel very comfortable on the stage and it made me to feel live on the stage also. So that is why I'm there in this position talking about myself of integrity. So now in that particular scenario, if my particular friend of mine who's there here, he would have said, why did you go to the first place? If you would have asked this, do you want all this? If you would have asked this, if you would have said this, I would have never come back again. So choosing your right friends is also very important. Choose the correct friend. Many friends may be there, right? A lot of followers in your Facebook account, a lot of Instagram followers are there. Who is the one who is going to come in person, wish you on your birthday? Who is the one who is going to call you on person, wish you on a birthday? It's not like seeing in the group message and then sending any more happy returns of the day. Who is going to call you personally and then wish? Just count them, right? Who is there at the support when you are facing the biggest failure? Pick them, catch hold of them, don't leave them. They are the true friends. Keep them with you. The others, those who are there with you, are just as a time pass. They're not your good friends. They are going to use you and then throw you out when you want to take. So choose your true friends correctly. Then you can be successful. So having confidence in you is going to be increased day by day. Only when you explore yourself. So remember, I told you, right? Creativity is not equal to your artistic ability. Right? It's not equal to your artistic ability. Remember that. So you can be creative. Now, how can I be creative? This process is going to help you to be very creative. So this is taken from Stanford School. It's like design thinking process. Since all of you are engineers, I want to share this particular slide and then round up my session. Design thinking. Any particular problem that you have, you can apply this step and then try to solve it. If you want to do a project, if you want to solve a particular problem, any problem, right? Maybe a personal problem or maybe a technical problem. You can use this particular process. I have tried myself and then I know this is a very successful process. So if you want to find out what is the problem, you have to empathize first of all. Empathize is that stepping into others' shoes and then thinking what they are doing. Right? If you want to know the pain of your parents, you have to step into their shoes and then see from their point of view what they do. If you say you scored a very low marks, and parents are scolding, you may feel why they are shouting at you. Many of them have scored low marks, why they are shouting at you. Now you go to your parents' point of view and then see how they are going to react. And why are they shouting at you? Because they know the pain that they are suffering to make you to be what you want. They are spending a lot. They are investing their time. They are investing their money, right? All for you. And when you do something like this, you can do it only when you empathize, right? Empathize. And then once you empathize, you get your problem correct. This is what my problem is. Then define it properly, right? You define what is the problem, what is the challenge that I'm going to have, what are the pain points that I'm facing. Next, you ideate it, right? Ideate. You have different ideas to solve this particular problem. Prioritize which idea is going to, which idea I'm going to take first, and then I'm going to solve it. Right? Next comes, okay, I have ideated it. Next, I'll go for the prototype. I'll try to do it. I'll try to make it up so that even if I fail, I will have time to go and define it again. Right? I'll go time to define it again. Again, I'll ideate. Again, I'll prototype it. Again, I test it. So this is a cyclic process. So even if you take a problem, right, a problem that you're going to solve, now you have to know, is this problem really worth solving? How do I know it? I'm going to empathize who is going to have this problem, and I'm going to empathize as them, and then find, okay, if I'm going to have this problem, am I going to solve it or not? If I'm going to solve it, is it going to be worth solvable or not? So I will define it, I will ideate it, I will prototype it, I will test it. If things fails, I'll again go back. This process you are going to repeat it again and again, again and again, again and again, until you feel confident that now I'm ready to go and then sell myself. Right? Empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. This is most important one in design thinking process. Now, last coming to this particular slide, find your flow. I have given you a lot of inputs. Now, this particular slide, I'm going to make you to just write and then be very genuine in writing this. This is a psychometric test. I'll keep it like that. I have some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options for you and area of interest. Find your flow in the sense you're going to know the difference between a passion and a hobby. If you listen to music, it is hobby. If you compose a music, it is your passion. See, I'll take A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman composes music. It is his passion. Right? If you listen to music, what is that? It is about passing your time away. There is difference between pastime and your interest. Something if you do and it is going to eat away your time, not having any productivity, it is like pastime. You are wasting the time. If you do something out of your interest and it gives some productivity, say for example, you collect stamps, collect coins, you do some cooking, or if you are good at your engineering, you do some troubleshooting, you have your lot of hardware, you design, you dismantle, something you do out of your interest. This is your passion. Right? This is what you love to do. Now I have some 4 options for you, 3 options. So what you're going to do is you're going to write your area of interest in that particular segment. So you're going to write your area of interest, whatever the passion that you have, like gardening, cooking, collection of stamps. Then you have your book reading. You surf your internet for getting updates. You do something on your own. So all this, right? You compose music, you dance, something like that. This is your passion. Put that over here, passion, right? Put that over here, area of interest. The first one, you lose track of time while doing this. If you are going to have, say, do this activity, I don't know, wait, I'm losing my time. I'm very interested in doing it, so I don't know that the time is being lost. If you have that, just put yes over it. Yes, why yes, yes. Or be very genuine, huh? Be very genuine. And then put no if you don't do this. If you have the requisite talent and skills, right? You have the skills to do it. I have got, if you know how to cook. No, I know how to cook, right? I have the skills. So yes, if I know that I have the skills to put yes or no. You take every initiative to do this. If somebody is going to do something, you do it on yourself. Nobody is there to, oh, you do this. Your mother is going to come and tell you do this. Your teacher is going to tell you you are going to do this. Nobody is required to tell that you do it by yourself because that is your passion. You grab every opportunity. If somebody is going to take a lecture on your own interest topic, go there and sit down. If somebody is going to do a workshop, you go there and sit down, pay and then sit down. What you do is you grab every opportunity that is there in front of you, which is going to elevate your skills in your area of interest. The last one, even if it is challenging, you enjoy that very much. Even if it is challenging, you enjoy it. Right? This is very good. I face this challenge. I love it. Right? I'm going to hit it hard. Right? If you have all 5 yeses in a particular group, that is what your passion is. That is what your passion is. Right? If you get 2, 3 no's, no, that is not your passion. You are not going to take that forward. And if you are going to work on this passion and something, if you are going to be protective on your passion, you are going to be very, very successful. If you use your engineering knowledge into it, that is like marvelous. Having 2 thoughts into it, you are going to be very, very, very successful. Right? So with that, I end up my session by saying that think right, do right, speak right, and live right. Thank you for this session. And if you have any doubts, if there is any information posted on the video group, you can give that to me. I can clarify it. or else we can end the session. Thank you very much for this institution. Thank you, J.N.N, for letting me present to those entire documents. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I am S. Tamarindi. I am biomedical engineering.
Once again, Tamil, once again. So first of all, we want to thank you for giving such an informative and interesting webinar, sir. I hope our students might learn about how to manage their time, and they are learned about how to consume the time for the right thing, sir. This is a key thing for success. Thank you very much, sir. And one of our students raised a question like, sir, can you tell us how to manage the time during it, how to consume it? Aditya from BME.
What's the question now?
The question is, can you tell us how to manage the time and at the same time how to consume it?
Consumer, using it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Managing time is like how much time you have in a day, and you can prioritize it first of all. So whatever work that you have in a day, you are going to prioritize according to the time that is going to consume for a particular work. Right? You have to prioritize according to the chart that I have shown you, which is important, not important. And in spite of that, if you have the time left over, that time you can spend it for your passion. That is how you have to consume it. And if that passion could be turned into a venture, or if that passion can be turned into something that you can earn money out of, you're successful, right? And that passion itself is going to drive you for the entire life, right? That is how you have to make time. 24 hours per day, you 8, you have to sleep for 8 hours. So after that, you have some solid time, right? That solid time, you have to use it effectively. Manage your time correctly. Even if you have 10 subjects or 6 subjects, you can manage it, right? If you work on team, right, again, that could be done even more effective. You have some good team. Hope that answer will satisfy that.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, sir.
Now, a personal
And sorry,
request: if there is any feedback shared by the students, can you just post me up so
sorry,
that I
sir, I
have
can't hear you.
if there are any feedbacks, a form or something.
Feedbacks. Okay, sir, I'll ask the students. Students, if you want to tell any feedback, you can comment in the comment section.
Yeah, so that could be that I can get that from the students who
Yes,
are
sir.
listening.
The webinar is very much useful, sir. As I listened from the beginning, it's very much useful, and I hope the students also feel the same, sir.
Yeah. So if it is useful, I would be very happy to address all
Yes,
of
sir.
them.
It is actually, and all the charts and the detailed. It's very detailed, sir. And Aditya is giving a thank you to you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir. Shall I call Kamlendi, sir, for giving vote of thanks? Sir, the students are posting the feedback in the comment section, sir. You can see it there.
Okay, thank you. I got the comments. I got it.
Okay, sir. Shall I call Kamlendi, sir?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Kamlendi, you can give your vote of thanks now.
Hello everyone. I am S. Tamarindi. I am biomedical engineering. A very good noon to all. I feel so much obligated to deliver my word for thanks for this event. To all the dignitaries assembled here, I would like to thank our chief guest who honored this webinar with an inspirational and informative thought. I would like to thank our management, faculty members, and last but not least my dear fellow students for making this webinar as a grand success with their cooperation and interest. Once again, I thank you to all present here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All the best, guys.
Thank you once
Bye bye.
again, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.